Amazon unboxer. I love unboxing Amazon's purchases. Welcome back, guys. This is totally different, way off of our normal regular routine, but I got me an Amazon box here and I thought I would unbox it with you. My handy dandy, kitchen knife, because I don't have any box cutters nearby. Whatever happens to all those box cutters? I think I buy them like in at least pairs, and still somehow, or the last time I think I bought like a pack of 4 or 6, and I still ended up, like, I still don't know where they all are, like they're spread. Well, anywho, I digress. So let's see what we got in this little box, because I've been ordering a lot lately with spring coming. So I remember now that I'm looking in this box, there are a few different things. Kind of surprised that they all came in one box, because I don't usually opt that, where they say, use fewer boxes and your orders will come together. I didn't pick that because I like getting the boxes. They're easy, like it's something I can ship, something I sell in. So yeah, but first thing is a whisk. I need a whisk. My last whisk I had for like probably a good few years, and it finally had its day and was bent in all kinds of sort of ways. But one thing that I did like about my last whisk was it had the coating on it, so it wasn't metal, so that it wouldn't scratch my pans. So this one has that coating, and it's firm. It's Chef Craft. And I think I paid like $6 or something like that, similar to that. Maybe I will get that posted here somewhere so you can see what I got. But yeah, I think this is going to do the trick. Dog wants to go out. Always in the middle of something. Anyone else have a dog that rings the bell? That thing is fabulous. Another Amazon buy. I'll have to share that in another story someday. All right, next thing here. These are some thermal labels. We were getting low. I don't usually buy too many at a time, but it comes in like a pack of 500, and I do the fan folds, so I don't know, like 12, 13 bucks, something like that for a pack of 500 of them. Yeah. These are heavy, like it's heavy, but I like these. I use a thermal, it's not like a high-end brand thermal printer, but it does Bluetooth, which is absolutely, not Bluetooth, wireless. It does have wireless capacity, so I can print from my phone. There are some things that I have to do sometimes to make it work, whether it's something I sold on eBay or something that I sold on Poshmark, so it just kind of depends. But yeah, that was buy number 2. And buy number 3 is extra large wool dryer balls. This is, they're 100% New Zealand wool. This says that it's actually supposed to shorten your dryer time. I don't know if you're like me, but I always use like those dryer sheets, a couple of them with every load, but then, those end up in the landfill and kind of defeats the purpose of what, are putting our stamp on trying to save the earth. So they're eco-friendly, chemical-free, and you just pop them in the dryer. It says put 6 wool balls or less. I don't think I'm gonna put all 6 of them in the dryer. I thought it was just like 1 or 2. I don't know. But you're supposed to be able to be good for like 1,000 or more washes. So I was like, well, I think I paid I don't remember what I paid. I'll put it up here, whatever I paid for these here. And we'll see how it works. Maybe somewhere in one of my next upcoming videos, I will share with you what I think of them. And I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory. This is like my favorite out of all of them. I need the thermal labels. I need them for the reselling business. And that was all I needed. But I wanted this because I'm tired of using a spoon. And these I really wanted to. I had seen a couple of things about them and I finally ordered them. So we'll have to see. I'll have to share with you what I think of all of these different products, except for the thermal printers. Other than that, yeah. Maybe I'll add a couple of things that sold in the last week. So I'll start with the sales that were on the Facebook Marketplace. The first thing that sold in the last week was an Igloo 150 quart max cold. It's a max cold cooler. Coolers are something we find on a regular basis in our storage units. This one came from a storage unit, and that ended up selling on the Facebook Marketplace this past weekend for $80 cash. Ta-ching, right? So then the next thing, so we've had that, it was sitting in our storage for probably a good 6 months before we finally got to it, because it was from a unit that we had emptied out last summer, the end of last summer, early fall, and it had stuff in it, so we had to kind of get to that place. But it was I think it was a good flip, a very good flip. So the next thing was from the most recent storage unit, there was that basket hitch that people use for camping and hunting and who knows what else they use for, probably hauling bikes or luggage, maybe even, who knows. It's not something we would have ever used, but we put that on the Facebook Marketplace, and that sold for $80 also. So we're on a winning streak here for these $80 sales. But that was a really good flip, considering that storage unit we paid after fees and everything. So that unit we bought for $160, and we ended up, I think after all was said and done, with the fees and everything, it was $185, so $80 back on one sale. That's a good win. All right, so I just want to take a moment and share the last, I don't want to go through all the sales, but I thought I'd highlight like 3 or 4 sales from Poshmark and 3 or 4 sales from eBay over the last week or so. I'd say no more than like within the last 10 days. Sometimes within this period of, or this season, I shouldn't say period of time, but within this season, a lot of people will talk about summer slowdown or sales are slow. And I will say that in all honesty, it does slow down, but we still have sales. So I always find it interesting on the kinds of things that are selling in that period of time, because then it kind of helps me identify, or actually I wouldn't even say identify, because I don't think I list anything on a seasonal basis. I really just list every and anything, any time of year kind of worker, because we have sold Christmas ornaments before in the middle of summer, and I have sold swimsuits in the middle of winter. So I mean, you just never know what people are going to buy at any given time. So the best advice I can give with anything slowing down is just keep listing. Keep working your stores or you're on your platforms. Keep grinding out the time. Don't feel discouraged. I remember hearing years ago that the work that you're putting in right now is the results that you're going to see within the next few weeks and months. And the same is true for, the work that I was putting in previously are things that are selling now. I didn't just sell these things or list these things within the last day, or week kind of thing. Except for the first thing that I'm going to talk about, one of the first sales that is a highlight on This is a highlight on Poshmark. I do cross list. That's the other thing I just want to make a point to say is that I don't list items on just one platform. I do cross list. I list things on both eBay and Poshmark, and when it sells on one or the other, I just delete it from the other platform. But that way it just kind of goes across that much more sets of eyes. I'll say that correctly. It goes across a lot more folks. You know, there's a very different customer base that's going through eBay than there is that's going through Poshmark. So, you know, with both of them having a pretty well extensive category base on that you can list in, I feel like the majority of certain things can go on both. Very few things go on one or the other. But sometimes when I want to run something on a 99-cent auction, then I won't list that item on Poshmark. Like right now I have a vintage duck pin that I am running on eBay with a 99-cent auction to start. I won't put that on Poshmark because when you think about the cost of shipping for a pin, it really is just, I don't know, maybe it would, but I just didn't because I'm hoping that it just runs and sells on that auction. But so kind of going against the grain of what I just said, that most things don't sell like within the next 10, hours or 12 hours or hour, whatever we want to say. Anywho, was this pair of Skechers Shape Ups. Let's see if I can shift to put a picture here or somewhere, maybe here, I don't know. But they were the Skechers Shape Ups. They're not from I think they were from like 2009, but man, they were in clean condition. I really didn't even have to do a whole lot of cleanup with them. They are in very nice condition. Those sold on Poshmark within a 6-hour period. I mean, they moved quickly. And I was kind of surprised. I thought they were going to go on eBay, but they went on Poshmark and super cute. And they went for $31. That was the sales price, was $31. The next highlight that sold on Poshmark was these Puma Men's Smash V2 sneakers. Super cute, super clean. And both of these items, so those, let me just say that the Puma sneakers, they sold for $32, also on Poshmark. And both of those items were found in storage units. Oddly enough, the Skechers were found in the last storage unit of 2021. But I did just recently get them listed. And then the Puma sneakers, those were from our very first storage unit that we had ever purchased, and they were just in good, clean condition. They did sell for a good price, but they sat for a while because we didn't start doing storage units until January of 2020. That's when we bought our very first one. It was a New Year's goal, and then just like a few days after New Year's, we went ahead and purchased one. Probably paid way too much after you learn the tips and tricks, but I don't know. I mean, I can't sit here and say that we didn't make money on it. It was a cool storage unit. It was really a great experience, and obviously it was so intense that we still buy storage units, and we're years now into this. So the next thing that sold on Poshmark, just to kind of move this along, was some Denizen jeans. So these were brand new with tags, actually sold 2 within 1 week. One was a size 2, one was a size 6. The size 2 sold for $20 and the size 6 sold for $16. One was an outright buy. The other one was an offer that I accepted, which I'm totally fine with that. And both of those items came from a pallet that we purchased that was pretty much Target returns or Target liquidation, Target overstock. In fact, they were even like exactly the similar boot cut Denizen jeans, brand new with tags. But yeah, so both of those sold, which is great. I love getting rid of stuff. I tell you, I love getting rid of stuff. So now I'm going to move this over to eBay and the highlighted sales on eBay, which I can't say any of them were like a significant dollar amount, but hey, a sale is a sale, and moving product is always great. Something moves out, it leaves room for another thing to go in its place. As far as storage, you never know if something is going to sell within, you know, that very same day, or if it's going to take a year for it to move. So that's just how sometimes things work. And we will hang on to things for the long haul if it's worth it. Otherwise, we will put it in our garage sale this summer to try to move a bunch of stuff so that we can continue to absorb the volume that comes with storage units. So the first thing that sold on eBay, or one of the highlights of it, was a pair of Falls Creek women's denim capris. Super cute. I don't remember if they were like 1X or 2X, but they were plus size, and those were a best offer of $10. Great move. That came from a storage unit as well. That came from one of the larger ones that we purchased this past summer. I don't know. I start to mix them up. We've purchased quite a few units at this point, so sometimes it starts to mix up. We have names. We actually make names for some of the storages of things that we remember, so that my husband and I can kind of relate with each other, like, oh, this one sold from the big unit, or this one sold from the sneaker unit, or this sold from the Chicago unit. So or, well, now there's multiple Chicago units, so then we say, you know, we have like just nicknames for either things that we have found in the unit, like the most recent Chicago unit that we sold something out of. It was this vintage mug, and I would post it, but it's adult oriented, so I won't put any pictures of it, but it was just a very adult cup. And so we refer to that unit, if anything sells out of it, from that adult cup. That's just our funny way of addressing what sold from where. So let me go back into the sales. I digress. And the next sale that I will share is a pair of Reebok men's non-slip work shoes. They were a size 12. This actually came from a shoe pallet. We call it the shoe pallet, but we had purchased a couple of times a pallet of shoes that were shelf pulls, returns, and I even think that one of the pallets were considered salvage, and we just took a risk on it. But we've moved the majority of that, but we do still have like lingering product that at the end of the day, if we decided that if it doesn't move by the time we run our huge rummage sale this summer, that we're just going to put it up for $1 or $2 and let the stuff move so that we can clear the space that we need. But nonetheless, these Reebok sneakers, they sold for $25. No complaints here. I think our investment on them was like maybe $5. You know, once I kind of forget exactly what the original cost of goods is with each item, just because of like our business model has changed so drastically from when we were buying shoe pallets and when we were thrifting and when we were garage sailing, which we do occasionally, but more so for fun, right? So we'll do it for fun, but when it comes to the business aspect of it, we really are looking at the storage units and breaking that down into being the merchandise that we're selling, and then processing the stuff that comes from, you know, like it piles up if you don't move it quick enough. So, all right, last sale that I will share is a pair of Nike leggings. Super cute, super clean. They were pre-owned, but they didn't have like any of that pilling that usually you get with leggings in between the legs. They had the gold lettering, that logo on the leg, just very super cute. They were size 1X. And they moved quite quickly within a week or two of them being listed. They sold for $18. This could have been an offer sent out or that was accepted by the buyer that was interested. This was again on eBay. So yeah, I send out offers all the time. Like, I'm not trying to hang on to it, but I will if it's if I know that it's going to sell for a halfway decent price. That's just to be completely transparent and honest, until we get to that point that we're like probably 6 weeks out from the rummage sale. And then I'm going to just throw like a 75% sale off on both platforms and see what moves before we do the $2 rummage sale is kind of the thought. So we're going to do like a $2 rummage sale and then turn around and then following weekend do a $1 rummage sale. And then after that $1 rummage sale, the rest of the stuff is just going to be like, come get it for free or move it to the thrift store because we need to make room for more stuff. So yeah, that's the sales that we, highlighted sales. Anyway, we had a couple other little sales. Like I sold a vintage mirror, which I thought was super cute, which has a little backstory, so I won't take too much more of your time in that. But yeah, so we're always happy to keep things moving. But if I have anything to say as far as when sales start to slow down is just keep grinding it out. Don't stop. Keep listing, keep prepping. If there's old stale listings out there, pull them, get new pictures if you need to, or end that listing, relist it, and just keep putting in the work, because eventually, my own experience is that everything eventually sells. Even the weirdest stuff will sell. So that's that. Well, I want to say thank you if you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for staying this long. I know this one was just a little bit all over the place, talking a little bit about sales. I do thank you for your patience in my sporadicness, but sometimes that's just the way that life is. And sometimes we just have to take the bull by the horns and do what needs to be done. I really am trying hard to make sure that we're getting content out there. I do notice that we are having a few more subscribers. So I just want to say thanks so much for subscribing to our channel, and for tuning into this unlimited gear journey, and for just being present. I think that that's absolutely awesome. If there is different kind of content that you would find interesting, then we want to hear that too. We definitely want to provide what is interesting to you and that's most entertaining. But thanks so much for being here today, and until next time.